Make your guys acquaintance for today. So, hi, Leah. The weather today is really nice, right? And I think like you're so really excited about this one, don't you?
Yeah, actually, I do agree. The weather is really good today, totally perfect for supporting our activities. And also, I have a really good feeling. How about you? Thanks for asking, by the way.
Well, I'm glad to hear that one. And you know what? I'm so blessed for today. By the way, we have so many friends right here, and they're looking so excited today too, right?
Yeah, I guess everyone here is having a good time and excited to learn something new. So let's begin with our agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3 of IRUD Summer Course 2024. First of all, before I start, I would like to remind all the students that their attendance will be monitored through the screen appearance. Therefore, it is mandatory for the students to turn on the camera and mute the microphone. Also, should any constraints be communicated to the committee, named with committee underscore in front of their names.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian.
My name is Leah, and we are from the Department of International Relations, Universitas Diponegoro, Indonesia.
Yes, today we're going to be the master of ceremony for this session, US-China Contestation in Indo-Pacific, with the esteemed speaker, Mr. Zhang Xian from Central China Normal University, and Mr. Rahul Mishra, PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University. Therefore, agenda for today. I know you might be curious about this, but let me indulge your curiosity about this one. So the first one, there will be introduction. And the second one, there will be panel session. And the third one, ice breaking and also Q&A. And the last one is closing session. This session is going to be moderated by Mr. Muhammad Arif Zulian, SIP, LLM from International Relations Department, Universitas Diponegoro.
Such an inspirational person. Let's greet him first. How are you feeling?
All right, so what do we have here? Hello, Mr. Arif. Are you still in there? Are you still in there?
Oh,
Yeah, okay. So please, comedy, can you please show us about this CV? Yeah, so this one. Okay, so we're going to talk about the CV of Mr. Arif Zulian is. So let's talk about the education of itself. Mr. Arif Zulian, yeah, studying in September 2019, Master of Law Diplomacy in Central China Normal University, Wuhan, China. Okay, and in February 2016, Bachelor of Social B.S. in International Relations, Universitas Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta. And also in 2015, July, International Student Exchange, SIAS, International School, Zhengzhou, China. Okay, let's talking about work and activities experiences, shall we?
Right. Let me continue. In 2015, Mr. R. Zulian was a staff of Consular and Protocol Affairs at the Republic of Indonesia in Beijing. In 2017 and 2018, research assistant in Indonesia Studies Center, Wuhan, China. Continuing on, in 2018, as an international volunteer in Yanglefang, Wuhan, China, and in 2019, education member staff of Overseas Indonesian Students Association Alliance. In 2021, tourism practitioner at Kejora Karimun Jawa Jepara, Central Java, Indonesia. And finally, in 2022, international relations lecturer right down here in Universitas Diponegoro.
All right, that's really amazing, right? So we have him here. Mr. Muhammad Arif Zulian is a lecturer of Department of International Relations, Faculty of Social and Political Science, Universitas Diponegoro. He is an expert in China-Indonesia relations and a passionate researcher with experience at the Indonesia-China Studies Center. He has actively contributed to community development, and his diverse experience include working at the Indonesian Embassy in Beijing. Mr. Arif has presented his research at numerous international conferences, and his work has been published in several academic journals. We are honored to have him with us today to share his insights, right, Leah?
Right, I agree. So now it's time for us to actually greet him. How are you feeling for today's topic, Mr. Arif?
oh, great. I think it's special for me to lead this such as a program session in summer course. And Later, I will lead for these discussions. I hope that the interactive and active students or participants here to make our discussion alive. Yep.
Well, glad to know that one. So I guess without any further ado, let's dive into the next session to the respectable moderator, Mr. Arif. The time and screen are yours.
Okay, thank you, Master Ceremonies, who given me time to lead this discussion with the honorable and respectable Chang Lause and Mr. Rahul Misra, PhD. Well, welcome to International Relations Universitas Diponegoro Summer Course Program 2024, day 3, with the topic US-China Contestation in Indo-Pacific. Well, you know, China is and will remain the most important great power rival for the United States in the 21st century. And for US is taking tough measures confronting China's challenges to US economic interests, values, and security, and many others. Meanwhile, yeah, in the Pacific is a vital geopolitical crossroad, has become a focal point for intense competitions between the world's two largest economies here. So in the Pacific region is a key area where US and China strategic competitions takes place. As we delve into the complexities of these relationships, we need a comprehensive understanding of the issues at stake, in the implication for regional and global stability, and also the potential pathway for the cooperations. I am Muhammad Arif Zulian as moderator today. We will lead the discussion today. And actually, this session will be panel discussion with two distinguished speakers. The first speaker, I hope Mr. Chang Lause, PhD. And then the second the second speaker is Professor Dr. Rahul Misra, PhD. And so let me greet for the speakers. Hello, Chang Lause, Xiao Hao.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
I wish you have a good time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chang Lause. And the second for the Rahul, Mr. Rahul has joined this meeting. Not yet. Okay, while waiting for the... Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. This is Rahul Mishra.
Okay, welcome to the meeting, Mr. Rahul. So, as our decided, because Mr. Rahul has another meeting, right? At 4 o'clock.
Yes, actually, currently I'm in Beijing for a track 2 dialogue, and I just because I had already promised to construct of Indo-Pacific is important because it includes not only countries that are developed the part of the APEC, Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or Asia-Pacific economies, including China, but also the emerging economies, which includes, for instance, not only India, but also Brazil, Russia, and South Africa. So BRICS and emerging global South is also part of the Indo-Pacific idea. So I think as a region, Indo-Pacific, there's nothing new to it. Regions, as we know, are artificially designed. The regions are artificial constructs that are socially designed. By that, I mean that if you look at the history of international relations, before 1967, there was no region called, or let's go further back. Before the Second World War, there was nothing called Southeast Asia in the world. So if you were to ask where Indonesia was in 1940s, we would say it was in larger Asia. or it was also, if you go by the Dutch and the French definition, it was Asia beyond India, is how it was defined in 18th and 19th and early 20th centuries. Southeast Asia, the term came during the World War II, and it was a British design. Likewise, South Asia, the country where I come from, India. South Asia was not a term before the end of the Second World War. It was an American construct that was imposed on us in many ways. So likewise, we can go on and talk about Pacific Asia or Asia Pacific, which came in 1990s, and we had Japan, South Korea, China, a number of other economies as part of the Asia Pacific region. So these regions are defined by major powers mostly. They are also, but on the other hand, accepted by other countries, smaller and middle powers. And they are designed in such a way that we call it socially constructed. By that, I mean that you have an FTA or a regional trade agreement, or you have number of other institutional mechanisms that say that, okay, this region is now in place. Like, for instance, for Southeast Asia, which was, as I said, 1945, it came into existence. If we had no ASEAN, there is no identity to Southeast Asia, right? So ASEAN is not only a flagship organization, but also a representative body of Southeast Asia. Today, we use ASEAN and Southeast Asia as synonymous terms. So in that context, I think it's important to understand that regions are artificial constructs, and they are socially designed. Now, the other element to Indo-Pacific is whether we should see Indo-Pacific as a regional order. What is a regional order? A regional order essentially means that you have a particular region that is arranged or that is designed in such a way that there are countries which are called major stakeholders that have a more important role to play, and there are small and middle powers that contribute to its functioning. And also you have a number of rules and norms and values that define a particular region. So in that sense, what is Indo-Pacific as a regional order? We see that both the US and China are principal stakeholders in the Indo-Pacific, even though China hasn't yet come out with its own Indo-Pacific strategy. There are a number of other major stakeholders that have defined Indo-Pacific with their own, based on their own ideas and their own interests and their own reflections as to how and in what ways they want to define and devise an Indo-Pacific regional order. So Indo-Pacific as a regional order, there is nothing wrong with it. And there is, I think there is a lot of acceptability to this. And also thanks to ASEAN, because ASEAN has come up with its own idea, and that is called
Okay.
I'm
Very sorry.
I'm sorry, there are some messages. Am I supposed to do a presentation or what? PowerPoint
Oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah. Is there any material or PPT that can you share that you can
Actually,
share?
well, I'm not in a position to do that because I'm not using my laptop. So
Okay, maybe later you can send to us
at a later
the
stage,
PPT.
perhaps I can send a PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
You can continue.
Now, yeah. Now coming
Rahul.
back to Indo-Pacific as a regional order, I think ASEAN has a very important role to play there, and with ASEAN outlook on Indo-Pacific, it has made its position clear that Indo-Pacific, which is a sum of Asia Pacific and Indian Ocean, will be put in place, will be functional through ASEAN norms and principle and ASEAN institutions. And this was done in 2019 and followed up a number of times. Indonesia, of course, played a very important role there. So as a regional order, ASEAN thinks that Indo-Pacific is nothing but a widening of existing regional order. And a number of countries agree with that idea. So that's the second one. Now, the third is ASEAN as Indo-Pacific as a strategy. And I think this is where the major contention comes up. Whether Indo-Pacific should be seen as a strategy of great power politics, of major power politics. The idea of Indo-Pacific as a strategy, as the US calls it, was, in American terms, they wanted to maintain a rules-based order in the region, and that is why Indo-Pacific as a term came about. It was followed by Japan and Australia, India, the European Union now, and Indonesia also has a Indo-Pacific strategy. And I'm sure our students from Indonesia are aware of it, that Indonesia is perhaps the most important player in the Southeast Asian region when it comes to Indo-Pacific strategy and articulation of it. China does not see Indo-Pacific as a regional order or a region yet. It is, of course, considering these ideas, but what really rattled or bothered China was the idea that Indo-Pacific is a strategy, and that is where Chinese leaders have mentioned it. And Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said it, that Indo-Pacific is nothing but a containment strategy. It is an American attempt to contain China and its rise. And this is a return of Cold War politics in this part of the world. And therefore, China does not support Indo-Pacific strategy. Now, these are the notions that we have, three principal notions that we have on Indo-Pacific. The fourth idea, which comes from other parts of the world, particularly the European Union, which says that since the global hub of global growth, economic growth, and politics has shifted to this part of the world, that is Asia, Indo-Pacific gives European Union and Canada and other Western powers an opportunity to engage in a more comprehensive manner, to benefit from it, but also to contribute to the rise of Indo-Pacific. And they think, the European Union and European countries think, that in that sense, maybe European idea of getting closer to China, to India, to Japan, South Korea, other countries of Indo-Pacific, ASEAN, it is a good strategy. So for them, it is a new mechanism to collaborate more with countries of Asia, primarily China, but also ASEAN countries, Japan and South Korea, Australia and India. So these are four ways to look at Indo-Pacific. Now, Indo-Pacific from the start, when it was given 2017, the idea came up. Much before that, we've been talking about Indo-Pacific in several ways. If you go to the idea of Indo-Pacific as a cultural notion, it was given in 15th century by an Indian prince who said that India and Indian Ocean and Pacific Oceans are confluence of two civilizations. Back in 2007, the late Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo used the term again and said Indo-Pacific is the new region, and it has the potential to become a new regional order. And it also is an opportunity for countries that are democracies and believe in liberal economic policies, for them to come together and shape this new order, which has to be rules-based. That idea did not have many takers back in 2007, but over 10 years, we saw that this is now gaining traction. Amongst all these notions then, the four notions that I mentioned, Indo-Pacific as a region, as a regional order, as a strategy, and as a new idea to collaborate from the outsider's perspective. Amongst these four ideas, the major takers, or the idea that has most acceptability, comes from the ASEAN region, which is primarily because ASEAN believes in this idea of being very inclusive, having an inclusive system where there is mutual respect and trust. The 5 principles of coexistence drive the ASEAN mechanism. There is always an attempt to avoid conflicts and also to work towards progress and mutual progress and development. So therefore, the ASEAN outlook on Indo-Pacific gives us the best way as to how to go about the Indo-Pacific, whether it is a regional order or a region that we are looking at, or a platform or an idea to collaborate with the Western world, that is the European Union and other Western countries. So looking at it from the Southeast Asian perspective, from the ASEAN perspective, it is very clear that ASEAN is okay with the idea of Indo-Pacific as a region. It is okay with the idea of Indo-Pacific as a regional order. It is okay with the idea of Indo-Pacific as a platform to collaborate amongst countries. What ASEAN is not very comfortable with is Indo-Pacific as a strategy. So it is Indo-Pacific as a strategy that has been bothering ASEAN, and not just ASEAN, other important stakeholders, ASEAN's dialogue partners. So if you take a look at ASEAN's dialogue partners, India, South Korea, Japan, New Zealand, they are also in alignment with ASEAN on this. And just by the way, China is also quite happy with the ASEAN approach to Indo-Pacific. When I think the year before last, when China and ASEAN convened their 30th summit in China, the joint statement there mentioned that China and ASEAN will work together in fostering development in the Indo-Pacific region, and China accepts and appreciates ASEAN's efforts on the Indo-Pacific construct. So ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific, or AOIP as we call it in short, was accepted also by China. Now, if everything is fine and just the strategy is a problem, where is it that we see Indo-Pacific as a contestable, as a debatable, as a matter of dispute amongst the major powers? And that is particularly the two superpowers, US and China. To my mind, the problem is that order building a regional order needs the involvement of all major stakeholders, particularly the support of the superpowers that you have in the international system, and in this case, both US and China. Because both US and China are not on the same page, they have the ongoing not only competition, but we'll say rivalry between them. There are also attempts. We saw 2020, 21, 22, we saw reports of a trade war, a so-called trade war between the US and China. And today we are seeing that they are both the economies, which are two very prominent economies in the world, are talking about decoupling from each other. They are also talking about de-risking from each other, which means that they are not willing to work together. And that is where Indo-Pacific becomes a contestable issue. That is where ASEAN and other countries of Asia are worried about this competition. And that is where they see that maybe Indo-Pacific, if not taken care of on time, if the effective strategies are not devised on time, then we might land up in a situation where all of this would eventually lead to a kind of a Cold War or a military or non-military competition. We are already seeing very strong signs of diplomatic and economic competition between these two countries. So what is the way out there? I think from my mind, US and China competition, first we have to accept that US-China competition is an existential reality. We as in countries of Indo-Pacific or countries of the ASEAN region, or you want to include countries of Asia or wider global South, have to acknowledge that there exists a competition, a kind of a rivalry between the US and China, and that there is a need for greater dialogue on what kind of region, what kind of Indo-Pacific region, or what kind of Indo-Pacific regional order we would like to establish. And there, it is beyond doubt that ASEAN has that agency to decide. ASEAN is at the driving seat to decide what kind of Indo-Pacific we want to have, how we want the superpowers to behave. Of course, we cannot control their behavior, but we could at least advise them as to what role they have to play in the Indo-Pacific region. So order building, therefore, is not just the responsibility of superpowers, it is also a responsibility of small and middle powers. So there is a need for greater dialogue on what kind of order we would like to have in the Indo-Pacific, and there the responsibility lies more with small and middle powers, with the international or regional institutions that we have. So ASEAN has a lot of responsibility there. I would extend it a little further and say that ASEAN, of course, is important and has been playing its role, but also Indonesia, which is considered the most important, the first among equals. That is the term we use, primus inter pares, in the ASEAN region, has a lot of role there to drive an inclusive dialogue, an inclusive and transparent dialogue on what Indo-Pacific should be and what role other countries should play. So I would say for Indonesia, this is a Bandung 2.0 moment. I'm sure all of you are aware of what happened in Bandung in 1955. Indonesia convened a conference, and that became a conference for the developing countries from the global south. And Indonesia, of course, played a very important role there in partnership with India and China. So I think need for greater dialogue is that we are looking at. Also, in building this regional order and to avoid the conflict that we have looming large over this region, I think it is important.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. We have 5 minutes left. Dr.
Yeah.
Rahul.
So just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
So therefore, the concern here is the competition between the US and China and its fallout can be handled effectively if we have what is called as the ASEAN style of Indo-Pacific region building. And there, I think it's very important. I would like to reiterate a very interesting statement that came out by the Indian foreign minister in the context of India-China relationship. And he mentioned 3 mutuals: mutual respect, mutual trust, and mutual sensitivities. By that, I mean that mutual respect, which means that respecting each other, the members of the Indo-Pacific, in this case, US and China, and also ASEAN countries, building more mutual trust, and also understanding mutual sensitivities. So I think if I were to look at it from China's point of view, I think agenda points that China could perhaps look at is greater collaboration and cooperation with Indo-Pacific countries, resolving disputes and differences, whatever they have at this moment. And also third is building their regional leadership role in the Indo-Pacific. Rather than walking away from Indo-Pacific, perhaps it is time for China to enter the Indo-Pacific and play a responsible role. For the Americans, I think, well, first and foremost, they have to get out of this Cold War mentality, which they have been showing over and again. The second is also to make sure that their contributions are not seen as a zero-sum game. So apprehensions that China has, some of those are valid, and America has to avoid playing this Cold War 2.0 game. And third and final is America has to be present on the economic front as well, not just on military and strategy, but also economic front. So this competition between US and China, which is evident and looming large over the region, can be avoided using these steps. And rather than focusing on their competition, perhaps there is a need to focus more on cooperation, and ASEAN has a central role to play there with the support of India, Japan, South Korea, and other players. Of course, US and China being at the center. I stopped here. Over to you, Pak Arif.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rahul, for your presentations. Actually, we have another speaker, but some participants has raised the questions. The first questions is about how does ASEAN navigate its collective foreign policy amidst the strategic rivalry between US and China in the Pacific region, and also how do ASEAN countries balance their security alliances with the US and their economic dependencies on China? Maybe you can respond for these questions in a short answer.
Oh, sure. Now, economic strategies. So, how do ASEAN countries navigate? I'd club these two questions together and try and answer. How do ASEAN countries navigate? I think ASEAN, the member countries of ASEAN, are in a very good situation. If you don't look at the ultimate worst case scenario of US-China military conflict, this is a very good time because you are cooperating with China, you're benefiting from China's rise and economic growth, but you have concerns with regards to China, and there you are cooperating with the US. So in a way, you are telling both these superpowers that, look, I have to work with you on the economic front, but I've got problems with China. So extracting or benefiting from both the countries. At the same time, ASEAN is also trying to bring on board these two countries for greater dialogue. I think the problem there is ASEAN's hedging strategy with China is functioning to a good extent. But beyond that, I think there is a need to have more candid and frank and honest discussion. Imagine a scenario, and I'll stop by giving this scenario. Imagine a scenario where there is no South China Sea dispute. Would any of the ASEAN countries or Southeast Asian countries go for a military cooperation with the US? They don't even need military capabilities, because internally ASEAN countries have no problems. Indonesia doesn't have any problem anymore with Singapore or Malaysia. Thailand doesn't have any problems with Malaysia. I mean, in the sense that there is no conflict. So I think greater ASEAN is doing well in navigating its economic and strategic interests. What it should do is build more institutional capability to deal with problems that are, to deal with the challenges that it has, to bring these countries to also, in a way, discipline these two superpowers. It is a difficult task, but a very important task to play.
Okay, for the answer, and I think it's actually we will elaborate more, but unfortunately Dr. Rahul has another agenda, so and also another speaker will present about this one. Very thank you for Dr. Rahul for the presentation, and for the next now we come to the next speaker. We welcome Chang Xian Laoshe. Yeah, around 30 minutes.
Okay.
Pak Arif, I will just take a minute.
Yes.
I just want to thank you for
Okay.
this opportunity, and I will share the PowerPoint later. If there are any questions, you can email it to me. And also thanks to my co-panelists. I'm very sorry that I'll not be able to attend, even though I'm in your country, but maybe some other time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rahul. Okay. Yeah, we come to the next speaker, Chang Xian Laoshe.
Okay, so can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
It's okay? Yes. Okay. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be invited to participate in IRUD Summer Course. I think it's very meaningful event, and every time I was invited to participate in such activity, I feel very enjoyable to join such vibrant and lovely young people from Indonesia. Okay, I would like to share my slide with all of you. Can you see that? Okay, can you, sorry, my slide?
Okay, you can share by yourself.
But I can't.
Operator will help you.
But I cannot open it. Oh, see here. So is this clear for all of you?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, great. Because I just noticed Dr. Rahul focused on more to the Asian Pacific region and even ASEAN itself. But my topic is a little bit exclusively on the Sino-US relations itself. So I think that's a little bit different between the two speakers, but I think it's all meaningful and useful for the audience. Okay, so I will give maybe a 24 or 25 to 30 minutes presentation or lecture. Then maybe you can raise some questions you are interested in. Okay, so my topic focuses on the strategic competition or strategic coexistence. So it's a question mark here. Whether China-US relation now is a strategic competition or even a big challenge to US, to China, or we still can keep a strategic coexistence or peaceful coexistence. You know, China have a very well-known 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, named um, peaceful coexistence, reciprocity, mutual respect to sovereignty and territory integrities, such like that. So this is a question mark for you. You can think it whether China and the United States can steer peaceful coexistence, or is definitely to clash with each other. It's a strategic competition. You can think it by yourself. So I just give my personal observation and my personal perspective on Sino-US relations. Although I once worked for Chinese central government for more than 3 years, but I just represent myself as a scholar, give some my thought or my observation on the Sino-US relations. 1 week ago, it's a presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It's another new presidential debate after Trump and Biden presidential debate. In this debate, the two candidates called China's name times again, China. They blame China for many reasons. China is responsible for U.S. Economic failure. China is responsible for U.S. Deficits. China is responsible for U.S. Concerns of national security, or China even should be responsible for U.S. Drugs or other problems. So China is a hot topic or keywords in presidential debate of the United States. So you can see that U.S.-China relations is not only very important to the two countries, but also I think it's influenced the whole region, even around the world. So you can say Sino-US relations maybe it's not only one of the most important, but it is the most important bilateral relations around the world. So that's why we concern the bilateral relations between China and the United States, especially those people living in the ASEAN countries, including Indonesia, because Sino-US relations will deeply impact and influence your own country. Mindset of Sino-US relations. What does that mean? It's dependent on how you observe, how you evaluate the bilateral relations between China and the United States. If you have a different mindset, maybe you have a different pictures or different direction toward these two countries' relations. For example, if I ask some students, if you look at this picture, what do you think of US-China relations? Obviously, this picture shows a very positive aspect because it's just like a jigsaw play. Jigsaw means
Really
that.
sorry.
Sorry? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
The presentation hasn't moving.
I'm sorry?
Hasn't
Can you?
moving yet. Now main set option. Okay.
Can you?
Yeah, we can see that.
You can see that? Okay,
Yes.
good. So, if you have a different mindset to observe Sino-US relations, you will have a different answer and the different pictures toward these two countries' relations. For example, if you look at the picture 1, you see this picture. It's just like a jigsaw. It's just like jigsaw. United States and China, they complement with each other. They can constructively cooperate with each other. So basically, it's a positive sign for these two countries' relations. But if you look at the picture 2, this a little bit negative or almost confront with each other, fist to fist, tit for tat. Okay, so when we look at the picture 3 or painting 3, you look at this painting, what do you think of these two countries' relations? I love this painting very much because if you look at a very positive direction, these two persons represent China and the United States. They just like to bridge the gap. They work together. They shoulder by shoulder, hand by hand. They work together. They toward each other to positively to influence with each other. So they just like bridge the gap. But if you look backward, step by step, step down, they just like decouple or delink. They just break the bridge. So whether China and the United States has a positive or negative relations, it depends on your man side. It depends on how you see the bilateral relations between these two countries. If you see it with enthusiasm, if you see it with a positive attitude, maybe it really can bridge the gap and cooperate with each other and maybe make a peaceful coexistence. But if you look at the bilateral relationship with a very negative attitudes, so we call it just like a vicious circle or self-realization prophecy. If I treat you like my friend, finally you are my friend. If I treat or I see you like my enemy and I behave like an enemy model, so finally maybe we are enemy. So it depends on your man side to see these two countries relations in the future. So that's what I want to share with you. It's depend. Okay. So next section, I want to very briefly to tell you the historic stages or historic developments of Sino-US relations. Because for the limit of time, and this is not a history class, I can just very briefly to elaborate the relations between these two countries, especially after the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. You see this picture vividly to show that the Chinese troops named volunteer troops to cross the Yalu River and enter into the territory of North Korea and join the Korean War in 1940s. So at that time, China belongs to the so-called socialist camp, and the United States is the leader of the capitalist camp. So these two blocks confront with each other, even have the real hot war. One hot war in Korea Peninsula, the other in Vietnam. So face to face, they really have war, China and the United States. So you can imagine how terrible at that time the relations between these two countries. It's cold, even it's frozen relations. But since has been changed in 1972. That year, after the secret visit by Dr. Kissinger and President Richard Nixon himself fly to Beijing and shake his hand with Chairman Mao Zedong as two top leaders. They want to have a détente between the two hostile countries, China and the United States, and have a new relations. Of course, behind this détente or rapprochement, it's another consideration. It's about the Soviet Union. China and the United States want to cooperate with each other against the Soviet Union's threat. That's why from 1972, China and the United States relations developed very quickly. And finally, in 1979, these two countries has a new formal diplomatic relations. And after that, although with some turbulence, but generally speaking, these two countries has a very stable and a quick development of the relations, especially China goes through of the so-called reform and the opening up and economic developments shock the world and attract a lot of investment from the Western world, including United States. And they emphasize, the Wall Street emphasized the supermarket of China very much. And China, with the development of past 30 years, China became the number 2 in terms of the GDP calculation. So the climax of this good relationship is in 2008. At that year, China held the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. So you can see the pictures took in that year. And at that time, China had a very good relations with almost all the countries, including the Western countries. You see the pictures. You see President George W. Bush with his wife Laura, and on the right is Vladimir Putin, the president of Russian Federation. Then on the left is the president of the Olympic Commission, and aft is the president of France, Sarkozy, and other leaders from more than 100 countries. So that symbolize, I think, the climax never seen before, the good relations between China and the West, especially China and the United States. So that's the very, very brief stage or brief periods between China and the United States. But things have been changed dramatically since 2017. That year, everyone knows that after the Trump became the president of the United States, you can see Sino-US relations have experienced major twists and turns. The Trump administration has launched a wide-ranging, high-intensity offensive action against China, with economic and trade issues as the main focus, and has gradually spilled over to other issues. For example, trade, economy, security, politics, military, education, people-to-people exchange, high-tech, many other fields was influenced deeply by what Trump has done. And so this impact toward Sino-US relations, we call it's a grand transformation, unprecedentedly grand transformation till now. Although now Biden is the president of the United States, but Biden administration has not changed too much since Donald Trump did such things. And Donald Trump maybe re-enter into the stage and became the new president of the United States. So we don't know what will happen in the forthcoming years, because Trump threatened that if he will be elected as the new president, he will impose 300% tariff on all goods imported from China. So that's a big catastrophe. So we can observe in the future. So we call this period from 2017, it's grand transformation toward the Sino-US relations, because some scholars describe that as a collapse of the bilateral relation. But I would like to use the word deterioration in many fields. For example, in political and military field. So you can see the pictures. On the left is the shutdown of Chinese consulate general in Houston, Texas, United States, because United States threatened to close the consulate general of China in Houston, and it did so. Then on the right, as a tit-for-tat revenge, China also closed the U.S. consulate general in Chengdu. Do you know how many consulate general together in Chinese mainland? Shenyang, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Chengdu, and Wuhan, where I came from. Wuhan has a consulate general of the United States, but Chengdu in the western part of China is a very important city, and the consulate general of U.S. was shut down as the revenge to U.S. shut down first China's consulate general in Houston. So can you imagine that? It's a peaceful time. It's not a war time. These two countries, number one, number two, in terms of GDP calculation, they close each other's consulate general in peaceful time. So it shows that the hostility, especially from the U.S. toward China in this political field, is symbolized how terrible the relations politically toward these two countries. Beside that, in the military field, you can also, hello, can everyone follow me? Can you see the picture?
Yes, yes, now, sir.
Everything's okay. I can full screen. Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Not yet,
Oh, is it okay now?
but I think it's okay. We can
All right.
see
You can see that? Okay. So I can't full screen. If full screen, you cannot see. Okay. So beside the political field, you can see in the military field, many conflict between the ships, between the plane, many accidents happen. And this picture show you that U.S. spy plane just approached to Guangzhou, in front of Guangzhou, just less than, I think, 20 miles. Can you imagine China sent a spy plane flight to New York, just in front of New York City? So that's why China think United States now threaten China militarily very much more seriously compared with the past. So in military field, also many conflicts happen in South China Sea, in East China Sea, across Taiwan Strait, many places. It also symbolizes the status quo of the bilateral relations between China and the United States. Besides that, another very important field is economic and trade field. You know, in the past 30 or 40 years, economic ties is the so-called ballast stone of these two countries' relations. What does that mean? If anyone denounce, criticize China in United States, many other people in United States, for example, from business group, from Wall Street, they will speak for China. They will fight for China. They fight for China not for China's sake, but for their own interest. They can make money, make big money from Chinese market. So every time if the crisis happen from the economic and the trade field, many people will speak for China. But now this not happen again since 2017. In economic and the trade field, you can see the Trump administration raised sharply of the tariff and imposed many sanctions toward the Chinese goods, including electric vehicles or many other items of Chinese goods. So economic trade field are not only are not the ballast stone anymore. It also became a very sensitive and a serious field of the deterioration of these two countries. Besides that, high-tech field, you read a lot of news. United States embargo China import the chips, especially the advanced chips, not only from United States, but also from the Netherlands, from Taiwan, or from South Korea. So China cannot import because the embargo or sanction imposed by United States to other countries. So China criticized that strongly because it's a long-arm jurisdiction. We don't import this chip from United States. We from the Netherlands, even the chips making machines, from the Netherlands ASML factory, or from Taiwan, or from South Korea. But those places also face a huge pressure from United States. So high-tech field, besides chips, also electric vehicles or quantum calculation machine or any other important high-tech field also face a very big challenge because the United States threatened to sanction, to embargo. The other field is education and the people-to-people exchange. As we all know, I think the people-to-people exchange is the foundation to two countries' relations. For example, why China and Indonesia now has a very good relations because we have a sound people-to-people exchange. More and more Chinese tourists they visit Indonesia, and more Indonesian students now study in China. Especially, we have an excellent graduate, Arif, from CCNU, now is the teacher of your university. So education and the people-to-people exchange, these fields are not very sensitive in the past, are not very sensitive, and set a cornerstone and set a good foundation for the two countries' relations. But now, since have been changed, you can see this news. Deputy Secretary of State of the United States said not enough Americans were studying STEM subject, and the U.S. should recruit international students in this field from India, but not from China. So Chinese students cannot be allowed study the high-tech or so-called sensitive subject or discipline in U.S. university. That's not ever happened before. So we can imagine that in university exchange or Confucius Institute, Chinese education, or people-to-people exchange, all those fields are strongly influenced by the deterioration of the two countries. So I think it's a very bad signals toward the future, because if the young people, when they are very young, they can't know with each other very well. They can't to grow their friendship. So you can imagine or expect the two countries has good relations in the future because people-to-people exchange are stopped. So this is the list, but written in Chinese. I can read for you. 18 very famous and renowned Chinese university now were sanctioned by United States government. Beijing Aeronautics University, Renmin University, Hunan University, Sichuan University, Tianjin University. All those universities are very important for Chinese industry, especially military industry or high-tech industry. All those universities are on the list of the sanctioned entities by United States. So it's also a symbol. It's also a symbol for the relations between China and the United States. Besides that new emerging problems or challenges between China and the United States, there are still several old issues or old questions now still impede the two countries' relations. One is Taiwan question. The other may be including Xinjiang Autonomous Region issues, or Hong Kong issues, or human rights issues. So I can just briefly to introduce you what it's about. If you read a lot of news, you will see Chinese government repeatedly claim that Taiwan issue, Taiwan question, is the most sensitive issue, most sensitive question among many other issues between China and other countries' relations. For example, Sino-US relation or Sino-British relation, even Sino-Indonesian relations. If you don't admit Taiwan is part of China, and if you don't admit the People's Republic of China government is the only legitimate government represent the whole China, there is no legal or political foundations to build or create the formal diplomatic relations. So if China want to build formal diplomatic relations with a country, so the first important item of the joint declaration is that Taiwan is part of China. If you don't admit that, so we don't have relations. That's the same happened in Sino-US relation. So from 1972, when Richard Nixon, President of the United States, then visited China, and they proclaimed the first Sino-US joint communique, named the Shanghai Communique. Then after that, in 1979, it's the former diplomatic relations joint communique. After that, China and the United States. Sorry? Can you listen to me?
Yeah, you can continue.
I can continue. Okay.
Okay.
I hear someone has question. So there are three joint communiques. I can briefly tell you. That's very important. Shanghai joint communique in 1972. It said there is only one China in the world, and Taiwan is part of China. And Sino-US joint communique in 1979 said the PRC government is the only legitimate government representing the whole China in the world. And the third joint communique between China and the United States was proclaimed in 1982. United States promised that it will stop selling the weapons to Taiwan in the coming years. So these three joint communique has a logical coherence, logical relations with each other. First joint communique, so there is only one China in the world. Taiwan is part of China. Second joint communique, the PRC government is the only legitimate government to represent the whole China. And the third joint communique, U.S. promised that the U.S. will stop selling weapons to Taiwan. So these three Sino-US joint communique, Chinese government said it's the only stable foundations for the Sino-US relations. If U.S. does not recognize that, we don't have the political foundations for the whole relations between these two countries. But unfortunately, U.S. does not recognize that. U.S. said, okay, that's your one China principle. But what we insist on is our version of one China policy. Please take notice here. It's very different between policy and the principle. The point is here. I only have 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So I will share this PowerPoint with all of you, so you can read in details. If you have any question, you can ask me, because I think it's very important for foreigners to understand what is one China policy, what is one China principle, why it is very important, and why it's very sensitive. Great. Then after that, human rights issues is another tricky and important sensitive issues between China and the United States. United States exerts so-called long-arm jurisdiction to sanction other people, including Chinese officials, even top officials. That's a big question, big problems now existing between these two countries' relations. After that, Hong Kong is a new emerging problems or challenge toward the two countries' relations. United States released a lot of acts or bills or resolution to intervene in China's domestic affairs. What we should notice is that now it's a U-turn of elite. Many previously very friendly friends of China, we call panda hugger, now tend to dragon slayer. They're from idealist to realist, say contempt China is reasonable, or we should compete or challenge China. Finally, there is a fundamental reorientation in strategic position of the United States toward China, and describe China as a strategic competitor, revisionist power, or long-term strategic competitions with China and Russia are the principal priority for the United States Department of Defense. And China is the only competitor potentially capable of combining its economic, diplomatic, military, and technological power to mount a sustainable challenge to stable and open international system from the National Security Strategy Guidance of the United States. The PRC present. You can read it by yourself. So describe China as a systematic rival or a strategic competitor or strategic challengers, such like that. Or China will remain the top threat to US by the intelligence community. So all in all, now United States take a ternary policy toward China. What is ternary? Means that 1, 3, 3, 1. So at the same time, competitive, collaborative, and adversary. So as Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State of the United States said, our relationship with China, U.S. relationship with China, will be competitive when it should be, collaborative when it can be, and adversary when it must be. China, of course, can't accept that. You cannot treat us as enemy at the same time and want to be a friend with us. So that's illogic. So the root of tension between the two countries, the first is a structural contradiction among the great powers. So it's a very realist approach of IR theory. You can imagine that so-called Thucydides, Trump, emerging power, challenging the power, want to keep the status quo. So it's a structure reasons. The other very important is the misperception and the behavior misjudgment, not only from United States, but also from China. So China also can reflect what we can do better. So I can't give you the details, but you can think about it by yourself. The third is the deeper root, is the differences between the political system and the values, human rights, rule of law, and the democracy, such like that. But China insists on that, although we have different systems, we also can be good friends or good partners, such like Indonesia and China. We have a different political system or political values, but it's okay for us to be good friends, good partners, to cooperate with each other. So it's no problem. Finally, China's viewpoint on future Sino-US relations, as my personal understanding at the beginning of our lecture, I said, it's dependent on your man side. It's dependent on your man side. It's dependent on so-called self-realization prophecy. If you treat other people as your friend, finally, you will be friend. If you treat other people or other country as your enemy, finally, you will be enemy. So for me, I'm a constructive realist. So I cannot say I'm very optimistic toward the Sino-US relations. But I would like to say that a lot of things we can do to better the Sino-US relations, because this relation is so crucial and important, not only to the two countries, but also to Indonesia, to ASEAN countries, or even to the region and the world. Sorry, because of the time, I need to stop here. So I hope I don't take up you too much time. So if you have any questions, we can communicate.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chang Xian, for the comprehensive lecture. So for the next, we please some participants to raise the questions. We have Muhammad Izaman and also Ida Bagus. I please you can deliver your questions to Dr. Chang Xian also. For the first, Muhammad Inzaman, please you, and will be followed by Ida Bagus, and later on will be answered by Dr. Chang Xian.
Okay, thank you, first of all, Dr. Zhang, for the beautiful presentation. It's very insightful. I have learned a lot of things, but I have two questions regarding to your presentation. That what will be the long-term solution can the US and China pursue to improve bilateral relation, balancing economic competition and resolving trade and military tension? And the second one question is regarding to the upcoming election of US. Who would be a more suitable candidate for China in the future for a bilateral relationship? It will be Harris, Kamala, or maybe Donald Trump. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Inzamam. And please, Mr. Ida Bagus, you can deliver your questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arif, and a very beautiful presentation, Mr. Zhangxian. I am honored that, especially the title is very make us thinking about the relations. This is coexist or they punch each other. Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dabagus Aragal Warata. You can call me Arya. I am from postgraduate student in environment management, Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, Bali, Indonesia. I have two questions, Mr. Zhangxian. The first one is regarding your title and what you want us to, brainstorming us about the strategic competitions or strategic coexistence between the China and US relations. I think throughout human history, there is always a winner and a loser. Gitu. At the end, if we brought it to global relations throughout the history, we know the fall of USSR in 1993. We know the fall of Central Bloc of World War I, the Austrian-Hungary and the German Empire, also its alliance. We noticed the fall of Axis bloc in the during the World War World War II. We also know the fall of China dynasty to the Mongols in the toward our history. We also know that in Indonesia, we once have great civilizations in the Nusantara, maritime civilizations that is also fall because of Middle Eastern and the European colonizations throughout the regions. And that does it really possible to coexist, or it is always a cycle that never ends, or it was always been evolved in our world and the development of human civilizations? Maybe that was my question. Did it really possible to coexist, or it's maybe a cycle that never ends, or what? Yeah, about the major power that dominate the global currently and even throughout our history. That's my first question. My second question is, we also know that the nature of the United States intelligence, the CIA, and the US interests, as still no global superpower, will always protect their interests as a nations. I think every nation will be protecting their interests, right? Even individual will protect their interests, gitu. Kan? We also know that the China, I once see it. China military recruitment video show a supreme military power and even a combat scene in the video. Who will China fight? I think it is obviously the US, because we know everyone must protect themselves if they were feel threatened, right? And how this implied to the positive idea of the coexistence when you offer us there is a perspective of coexistence when both each other, the both superpower, both nations will take a knife in it throat each other. Like that gitu. Even though that was my questions. Okay, how the positive idea of coexistence is when you are throwing a knife at each other, how do you coexist and threatening each other? Even though we know US have some commodity from China, right? We also know that China have dependent on the US and its allies, because as the EU and other nations regarding a rivalry for advance, for research, innovation, development, and technology, and solution to major problem that actually threatening everyone, like such climate change. Maybe that's my question, Dr. Zhang Xian. Thank you very much for
Thank
the
you,
opportunity.
Mr. Please, Dr. Zhangxian can wrap up from the questions and give the full answer.
Okay,
this
I think it's a long comment. It's a long comment and a long question. I hope I can get to your general ideas. But I look at one student named Muhammad Izaman Khan asked a good question on the chatting space. He asked, what could be the long-term solution to U.S.-China tension in this region? I think it's almost like the students before asked the same questions. So for me, I repeat in many different value and activities. I said I am an optimist. I'm an optimist. I'm a realist constructivism. I always think that we are not definitely in a fixed track toward any fixed directions. It all depends on your mindset. If you treat other people very positively, with friendly, with even fraternity spirit, and concern other people's concerned, and take good care of other people's interest, at least you cannot be enemies. If you can't be friends, but at least you cannot be enemies. That's possible. That's possible. And that's what China always did in the past. And that's the wisdom of Chinese traditional culture. So we said the Chinese traditional culture is the Confucianism, and the core element of Confucianism is benevolence. What is benevolence? Benevolence means you do what other people want you to do. You don't ask other people to do the things you yourself don't want to do. So that means you need to have the empathy to treat other people just like treat yourself. So I think it's also the core element of Christianity and Islam, even Islam. So it's the golden rules across all the civilizations and the religions. So benevolence. So we don't like Donald Trump's policy, just like make America great again. America first, and just take good care of its own interest, ignore other people's concern and interest. That Chinese oppose that strongly, and we oppose the so-called power politics or hegemony. So we think that in terms of U.S.-China relations in the future, I think it's not the more important role should be played by U.S. part, because China labels in U.S. as an enemy or as a strategic competitor. What we always describe United States, even till now, is a long-term constructive strategic partners. Till now, we don't change. So I think maybe that's my answer toward that. I'm a little bit optimistic. I'm an idealist or realist toward that. Thank you.
Okay. What about the response at the upcoming next elections also?
Yeah, I have asked the second question to you that what will be the best candidate maybe in future for China, Harris or Kamala, or maybe Donald Trump? I want your opinion about that. That who will be the best person?
Sorry, Dr.
Sorry, Dr.
Can you
please?
about
Sorry,
yeah
to me?
yeah
Yeah.
the respond
Respond
about the second
about the second
questions,
questions,
the upcoming next
upcoming next
elections,
elections.
which one the best
Oh, yeah.
candidate?
Yes. That's very interesting. We don't gambling. We don't gamble to choose which one is good, and we don't choose side. Just like U.S. and China's relations with ASEAN countries. I remember my previous speakers said that what's the good strategy ASEAN country, including Indonesia, need to choose. I think China don't push every country, including Indonesia, to choose side. We just want to make good relations with all the countries, and we respect the sovereignty and other autonomous issues of your own countries. We just want to build better relations based on mutual respect. Also, toward the U.S. domestic elections, we don't choose side, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I think they have an overlapping consensus. China is a big challenger if you look at their presidential debate. So if you choose which apple is better for China, so we for my personal opinions, we don't care about that. So there is not a big differences between these two candidates, Trump or Kamala Harris. They all treat China as a strategic challenger or strategic competitor toward the United States. So for us, we just do well our own business, and we look the future relations between China and the United States rationally, without any inappropriate expectations. We just do our business. We develop our own countries, and we peacefully and reasonably to deal with the challenges between these two countries. And we also hope the ASEAN countries, including Indonesia, can choose it's the best way for its own national interest. We don't hope Indonesia choose one side, or US or China. So you are autonomous, you are independent sovereign countries. You do all things based on your own national interest calculation. Why President Jokowi visited China so many times? And I think President Jokowi, the former President Jokowi, has a personal chemistry with President Xi. President Xi appreciated him very much. So that maybe answer your question, maybe not, but that's what I want to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, there are some participants want to raise the questions, Lasse. Is it possible? Only one song again? For the two questions.
Okay. You can.
Okay.
Briefly.
I please, Tiwari and Miss Emanuela Francisca. You can rise your question to deliver. Yeah.
Excuse me. Can you hear us, please?
Yes, I hear your voice clear.
Out of the room, maybe. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you.
A presentation liked describe the relationship between as matter of minds. And I really like about the Muslim policy influence that with other actors actually responding with other actors behave to China. So my regarding South China Sea. So I think the first yes.
Your voice unclear.
Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah, continue.
Okay. So my question is South China. So I think this the first of foreign policy in really observed China more assertive in its foreign policy because China has support years ago, we don't know how long, but it also hasn't been very antagonistic in terms of its foreign policy. In the South China Sea, different behavior from China. It's very much agnostic and engaged in a lot of military presence in South China Sea. So my question is, what is considered as motive in regards and when the conflict play behave in that
Sorry?
it
Can you
I'm sorry, I can't hear it very clearly because of the internet problem. But I can guess your question is about the South China Sea dispute and China's involvement and the ideas about that viewpoint. I'm not expert on South China Sea issues, but I can say that especially Indonesia is not how do you say from China's perspective, Indonesia is not a part, just like the Philippines in South China Sea issues. We don't treat Indonesia or other ASEAN countries as a conflict target. So I think to solve finally the South China Sea issues, and it should based on the compromise negotiations, based on the mutual trust, and based on the previous the diplomatic achievement, especially the guidance for peacefully settlement of the South China Sea dispute. So this issue, I don't have any new insightful ideas, but I do think Indonesia is not a part to conflict. So you see the news, the Philippines sometimes now it has a very sensitive relations with China, but Indonesia, Malaysia, or other countries, even Vietnam, so we can peacefully dispute to solve this dispute. So that's my personal answers to what your question. Thank you. The final one. No one. Okay.
The last question. Miss Lari. Priyansi Tian. Are you here? Actually.
So okay. So
okay.
So I must go because I have a teaching responsibility this night. But I thank you very much again for Ariel give me this great opportunity to face-to-face communicate with lots of young scholars and lots of friends from Indonesia. I appreciate that very much. And I also personally invite, if you have opportunity to visit China, visit Wuhan, to Central China Normal University, we can host all of you, so we can organize many activities. So that's my personal invitation. If you have a chance to study at the CCNU or visit the CCNU, so we can have more communications or exchanges. Thank you very much, Arif.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you for Zhang. Yeah, we are very sorry. We have to end up our discussion for today because there's two speakers have another agenda, and for the next, yeah. I'm as moderator for the speaker, Mr. Rahul and Johnson also for addressing this interesting topic. But unfortunately, because the time is limited, so I would like to very sorry. And one point that I can conclude for today's session about US-China contestation in Indo-Pacific. About US-China contestation competition it exists, and also the US-China it can be solved by isolated regime. And also for the Johnson also talk about US relation is depend on our mindset, whether we treat as a friend or treat enemy. And also one thing that we can get for the Johnson also about the benevolence, about the empathy, that the core of element of the Confucius. That's more discussion this afternoon. I'm very sorry. I cannot also speak for a long time because yeah, the speaker already has to finish. And also I have thank you a lot for your participation. Thank you for your lecturing, Kang Lasa, and we hope we can meet again, whether in China, Indonesia, and in other nations. Thank you. And for the following, I'm looking back to the time and the screen to the announcement.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that's a great one. Okay, so I would like to ask the Mr. Arif Itis, what do you think about the topic of metro study for today? Like
Well,
actually,
it's very,
Mhm.
yeah, well, actually, it's very interesting because each speaker give the what's that perspective, their own perspective by India's perspective and also China's perspective. Whether from the China speaker cannot say mention that's here US as the enemy, but the speaker tried to what's that present the logic thing that China already what's that cooperate with the US. Actually, it's also what's that the evidence about the China US relations also will be what's that look at the evidence. I see that some of university in China also has relation with the US. I see that the curriculum and also the funding is from US, but actually I see the university is in China. So I see that what's it? We can see that in the words, some like they are a compete and competition, but inside of this, I see that there is a cooperation between both countries.
All right, such insightful from you, Mr. Arif. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ari, for the insight. But now I would like to offer for one of our participants to actually give us your insight about today's materials. Anyone wants to join in?
Yeah, maybe you guys can comment in the chat box below. Like, you don't have to be so long, just only abbreviations is good. One. What do you guys think about today? Like, amazing. And the question is really amazing too.
May I say something?
It feels too short. Oh,
yes, please go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I-
Why is yours?
Yeah, I think so. The today's session in Israel is the speaker. The way they discuss Indo-Pacific issue and Israel is China and America issue. I think so. For me, I'm not a IR student, not a political science student, but for me, it's a great session to learn more about that what's the tension between these two powerful countries. What's the tension between these two powerful countries going on, and what will be the future scenario, or maybe the geopolitics of these both countries on the world and its impact. Specifically, they are competing on technological level, on economic level, on different level. But for me, I think so. It's a great session. I learned a lot. So because I have a lot of questions regarding to the professor who's from China regarding to the recent issue they have with India specifically, but due to the time limitation and he have the class, so we have not asked from him. Maybe next time we will be asked. So thank you.
All right, that's an amazing one from you, Muhammad Izamam Khan. Okay. Well, I think that our speaker for today is really the best one, right? I would like to ask them, Mr. Arif itself, like, what do you think, Mr. Arif, if we actually can help this one also for the next year with a possible amazing speakers also, and also bring this topic again? What do you think?
Yes, it is possible because this topic is we can say that's hot issue for the recent years. Yeah, because US China tension is something that interesting to be discussed for academician. Yeah. So that's why maybe, yeah, for the next we can see and we can look for the grades also, what's that, the expertise, maybe one of them from China, one of them from from US. So that's why we can see the point of view from each countries. So the speaker can what's that, can deliver about their own perspective to the this topic.
Wow, that's amazing one. Well, we'll look forward for the next year, right? But yeah, there's also from Ida Bagus Arya Yoga. Like it says that it feels too short. Well, we are feel too short too, right?
I feel like the duration might be cut short a bit, but there's always next year.
Yeah. No. Don't forget to mention we also have tomorrow, right? So there's another day. Yeah, you don't have to be worried about that one, okay? And also, there's also another one from Muhammad Alfiandi. Today's presentation is quite insightful for me since I was clueless about the Chinese POV on the topic. Well, that's an amazing one, Muhammad Alfiandi. Well, I hope you can look forward for tomorrow because I think tomorrow will be gonna more insightful than today, okay? All right. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Arif. Like you did a great job indeed, right, Leah?
Yep. Thank you so much, Mr. Ari, for leading the panel discussion. Not only is the material very enlightening, the presentation is just as wonderful. I believe that all of the students here, including me, have gained a lot of new knowledge and insights about US-China Contestation in Indo-Pacific. Since we have so much more profound knowledge delivered by Mr. Zhang Xian and Mr. Rahul Mishra, I think we might need a little refresher. What do you think about playing a little game before we move on to the next agenda?
Sure, I think that's a great idea though. We need to break the ice around here, right? Well, I wanted to ask, like, what do you guys' opinion? Do you guys agree with us? Maybe if you agree, you can show us some emojis such as like thumbs up. Let's go. I would like to see that one from you guys.
Maybe show us some reaction in the chat box as well.
Let's go, let's go. Wow, all right. I see that one from Ida Yoga. Okay. Wow, Muhammad Inzamam, you also agree with us. Okay, let's go. What about the others? Okay, it seems like they're so excited about this one. Okay, so yeah, Leah, can you please tell us about more specifically the game that we're going to play about for today?
All right. For now, fasten your seatbelts and get ready to compete with your fellow students for the games. Today, we'll be playing, drum roll please, Guess the Person. My partner will read out all the rules that will be used during the game.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much for giving me this honor. Okay, so I'll be showing you a cutout image from some famous figures. Okay, sounds interesting, right? Well, this one, okay, they can be a singer, comedian, politician, and much more. And please pay attention to this because I'll inform you about the mechanism here. So there will be a picture about it, and you guys have to guess it, what kind of the public figure is. And then whoever knows the answer can write the answer directly in the chat box, okay? And the fastest one gets to answer will be the chosen. If you guys answer it correctly, you'll get point. You get a point. But if it's not, well, someone else can try, right?
Yeah, it's true. And the participant who guesses the most person correctly will be crowned the Guess the Person champion.
Yep, that's it. Okay, so what do you guys think? Okay, let's hit the road. Let the game begin. Woo! Oh my God. All
Okay,
right.
you know what, Brian? Who do you think this is?
Oh, wow. I guess this is a very well-known person.
All right, come on now. I think that everyone can give us their best guess. Come on, bring it on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Remember, we're going to pick the answer like from the first place, like who is actually get in the fastest one. So this one gonna be the get point of it. Okay. So let's see. Wow, I surrender. Okay, there's also saying that the rock, the rock, the rock. Okay.
Who was the first person to write it?
Okay, please somebody bring up the answer. Let's go.
Who is it?
Okay, why is it so taking so long? Wow. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next round.
Mhm.
Next up. Well. Who might this be?
Oh. I think this person is multi-talented, right? Star, like known for their singing, acting, and even songwriting skills.
You know what? I think I know who you're talking about. But do the others know? Let's see.
Okay.
Take a look at the chat box.
All right, everyone, let's go. I surrendered this one. Okay, well, just take a chill about this one, okay? All right, everybody, let's go. Okay, so we have this one from Putri Octaviana, HI1, because here's the first one. Answer this one.
Yeah.
And
okay.
the answer is, could you please read this one?
The person is
Let's go!
Sabrina Carpenter. Good job.
Well, Putri Octaviana, you really nailed it about this one, right? Okay, well, I
She
think
was fast with this one.
well, I think we actually need espresso, right, for this one.
Yeah. We gotta have an espresso background song for this one. Right.
Okay, so let's next up.
Move on. Right.
Mhm.
Round 3. Here's the next one.
I think this person is known for their role in movies about magic and wizard. And you know what? There's a tagline about this. Like everyone always get crazy about this one. Like the tagline is so really famous, you know. Let's go, everybody.
You know what?
Mhm.
Judging from your description,
Uh-huh.
my gut is telling me that this person is maybe British.
My God, you need lack something.
Let's see.
I think you should pronounce it a bit.
British.
Okay.
Can it be a bowo?
Yes, let's just try to find out. Okay, so I'm
Just joking, sorry.
Okay. All right.
Head on straight.
The answer will be okay. So the first one is Muhammad Alfiandi, and the answer is Emma Watson. Are you sure about that? Is it true?
Sure?
Okay,
Let's see.
bring it on. The answer would be
Emma
Wow.
Watson.
wow. Very amazing. That's a great one from you.
You've done it again.
Yes.
All right.
I think because you may have a crush on her. We don't know that one. Okay.
Let's keep those guesses coming. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know this one, I think. I mean, this person is actually well known for kind of related silly walks and funny faces, right?
That's a really vague hint, actually, but can anyone guess who it is?
Okay,
Let's
please, somebody.
check it.
Let's go. Oh, wait. Let's see. What about the others? Okay. Some actually.
Some of you are actually kind of correct, but not really.
Okay. There's also saying the stage name like
Yeah.
Mr. Bean.
Not stage name.
Okay.
Anyways, let's reveal the answer.
Let's bring it on. The answer would be
Rowan Atkinson.
yes.
Who's the first person? Alfiandi again. Wow.
Wow.
You got really fast fingers, man. Good for you. Congratulations.
Well, actually, I really kind of love this person, you know, because like this person really like
He's
always
really
got in my
pretty.
mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please, for those who actually typed Bean, yeah, that doesn't count as winning. Anyways,
Yeah, because we don't need the stage name in
we
here.
need the real name.
That's one. Okay. Right.
Next
Yeah.
one.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'll make sure that this round gonna be very demure and
And very mindful.
that's it. Okay. Let's see. Round 5.
5. Oh, you know what? The queen of sad songs herself is here.
Wow. This person known for the power of the voice, like soulful ballads, right?
Totally. I can almost hear their charts just
Mhm.
popping hits, playing on the radio. Seriously.
And
Anytime you get in the car, their song will be on
yes, and this song is more kind of like related to the teenagers for now,
there.
right?
You know, teenage angst.
Okay, let's see it.
Shall we see the answer?
Okay, okay. Malapiani said that I give up. Okay. I surrender, guys, in advance. It's not my domain.
It's okay.
It's okay, Mama Inza mom.
Alright. What's the answer?
Let's see. Well, let's bring it on, shall we? Okay. So in 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Adele!
Wow. That's amazing.
Guess that the first time.
Well,
Let's see.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
First one.
Congratulations. You
Okay.
guessed correctly.
Yeah, Habiba, I want to ask a question. Habiba, hello. Can you hear me?
What's your favorite Adele song, Habiba? Tell us in the chat box, please.
Yes, let's go. Well, mine actually is hello.
No, it's Chasing Pigments. That's the best. Right. Next round.
Okay. Let's
see.
Another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Guess we're getting a bit political in here.
Yeah. I know what this person is respected diplomat known for their leadership and advocacy.
Can you guys hear that? I can almost hear their impactful speeches at international forums.
Oh my God, feel the atmosphere in here. Let's go, guys. Bring up your answer. Here's the first one. Well, once again, Butcher Tafiana nailed the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
Do not.
Okay.
Feel the answer.
Should we? Okay.
Alright.
Let's count it.
Let's try it.
Let's go. Which one is the correct one? Yeah. There's an incredible person in here. Well, congratulations for some. No, I'm so sorry. Putri Octaviana.
For guessing, it's Retno Marsudi.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You really made it about this one, okay?
Right.
All right. We still have many rounds to go.
Yeah.
So don't be worried.
Chances to go, okay? It's okay.
This is going to be your time to be a winner, okay? Let's go.
Start.
So here we go. Okay, guys, please bear with us about this one. Okay.
I'm afraid the committee might aid with this one. Anyways, let's go. This should be easy, honestly, for you guys who feel like a certain melancholy on August. You know what I'm saying?
This person is global superstar, known for their chart-topping songs and songwriting talent. And you know what? Sometimes, like, I feel this person is really have attached, like, his spirituality for us, like, as teenagers, right?
Yeah. Definitely. You see her red lipstick? It's blinding my eyes.
Well, are you sure it's red?
Almost red, I guess.
Okay, so should we see the answer? Okay, by the way, let's see from the participant answer.
Okay, let's see.
Taylor Swift, Taylor, Kanye. Kanye's wild, man. Alviandi actually replied that one. Okay.
Right.
Taylor Swift, are you sure about that one?
Are you sure?
Okay, so
Let's see.
bring it on. Wow, that's amazing. Impressive one. And once again, this place goes to Habiba Dewi. By the way, I would like to ask Habiba Dewi, which is actually your favorite song about Taylor Swift.
What is your favorite? Let us know.
You know, mine is actually all too well.
August. It's August.
I thought it is.
Salt air and the rust on your door.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Definitely down, man. Okay. So let's see for the next one, okay? Shall we?
Next round.
All right. So I promise this round is gonna be very that easy, okay?
It's gonna be really easy.
Let's go. Okay. What do you think of this one, Leah?
You know what? I think this person was a Roman Empire for teenagers when he left a boy band.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? This person actually known for unique voice and style, you know.
All right, everyone's answering, so let's see.
Okay. It's Zayn Malik, Zayn Malik, Zayn. Rosa,
Oh, it's him.
oh my God, Vanessa, you got right there.
Get a mirror.
Oh my God, are you really sure to say that
I'm
one?
joking.
Okay, no.
Anyways,
Okay,
let's
it's
check
Zayn
the
Malik.
answer.
Okay. Well, I think let's see that one.
Wait,
Let's go. My
my boyfriend.
wait. We don't know about this one. Okay, so please somebody show us the real answer about this one. Let's go. Wow.
You know, it is Zayn Malik.
Yes, and you know what? Actually, there's a time that Zayn Malik actually addressed me as like his brother.
Oh, God. In
Well,
what universe? Anyways.
because I don't want to like look at this. Habiba Dewi basically said that my boyfriend.
Good for you, Habiba.
Okay, good for you. All right.
Answer first, though.
Okay. Let's see that one.
Check.
Okay.
Alpiandi
Alpiandi did a great, amazing job again in here.
Baby girl, leave some for the rest of us. Anyways, let's go.
All right, so let's dive into the next round,
Yeah.
shall we? All right. So just like I said, it's so easy.
Oh, this is really easy. Route just hanging on his words, like listening, almost like a concert, you know?
So, you know, if you actually kind of confront with this person, like you will get the atmosphere literally.
Seriously.
Okay. So let's see about the participants' answer.
Who might it be?
Okay, Sakar. Okay.
Well, since you guys are so sure, let's just jump right ahead into the answer.
Let's go. Bring it on. Sure we. Wow. Indonesia Carno, right? That's amazing one.
Guess correctly.
But there's something like got in my mind. How about okay, so since the first one is Habiba Dewi. Wow, girl, you nailed it about this one for now. Okay. That's great one. Okay.
Continuing on, let's see.
Dive into the next one. Let's go. Okay. I guess this person is well known, you know, like this person wrote his first scientific paper when this person was 16.
Seriously, 16?
Yes,
I
totally.
haven't even done anything at 17. Anyways, damn.
Okay,
Let's see
okay.
what others think.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
The answer Einstein.
Did someone just say Tesla? Okay.
Rosa, once
Okay.
again, are you sure about this one?
Oh, you're doing so well.
Be
Come on.
for real, okay?
Yeah, come on. You can do it. You can do better. Come on.
Anyone? Someone to
Anybody else?
let's go. It's your time. And you know what? What I like from this person is actually like she's really kind of, you know, have a very fabulous heart for us.
Yeah. He's a genius, you know. Not in just like academical sense, but also like emotionally intelligent.
That's one. Okay, so without any further ado, let's dive into the answer, shall we? Okay, so let's see the answer in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Albert Einstein.
Wow, amazing. You guys. And once again, the first one who actually
Was Alpiandi again.
yes, amazing one, Elviandi. You did a great job at this one. Okay, so how about see another one? Okay, let's dive into the another round from number 11. Okay, let's go.
What is this? Why don't you give them a clue?
No, on this person's music is everywhere in these days, you know. Like I can almost hear their heart-filled like lyrics about heartbreak and teenage is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
like I guess you could say her music tastes a bit sour.
Mm. And also, it's kind of brutal out here.
Yeah, it is brutal out here.
All right.
Shall we see the answers?
Okay. Oh, wait. Aviandi, don't say that one too fast. Give up.
Yeah, don't give up too quickly. Come on, you can do it. We believe in you.
Okay. There's also one saying that Olivia Rodrigo. All right. All right. How about the others? Let's go. Let's go.
Any other guesses?
Maybe it can be my mom.
Maybe. Good.
All right. So what about the other answer?
All right.
Okay.
Let's just reveal it.
Yeah, I give up. Okay. Let's see.
Committee, please show us the answer.
Your wow, in fact, it's not my mom.
It's actually not. No. Thank you for clarifying that, you guys.
Okay, that's amazing one. And once again, who actually reached the first place is
Habiba. Oh, sorry.
no, it's Kansa. Wow.
Sorry, Kansa.
That's an amazing one, Kansa, that you got right there. You nail it. Let's go, guys. I need to find another people to answer this one. Let's go. Be active for this one.
Yeah. Come on, you guys have to be faster.
Yes.
Quicker.
All right, so let's moving on. This one got some serious musical talent, right?
This music literally saved my life, you guys. Their songs just tugs my heartstrings. I love them.
Yeah. And you know what? This is actually the first Indonesian artist to perform at Coachella. Yeah. That's an amazing one, you know?
Love that.
Like this person always tends to be low key at that time.
Okay. You know.
Okay.
Maybe she kind of likes like, like Oceans and Engines. Or
And
like
she always the person like always take a chance.
yeah. Or like maybe she got a little lost you.
Okay. I think we already spoiled so much in, right? Okay. Please don't say any words or like give up. We already spoiled.
Yeah, don't give up.
Aida, are you really? Wait. Oh, wait. Okay.
Alright.
Let's see the answer, okay?
Let's reveal the answer.
Okay. Good job.
Good
One.
job, Eddie and Diana. You guessed correctly the first time.
Yes.
Your first answer. Congrats. Very proud of you.
Yes.
All right.
Totally. Okay, so this round is number 12, and we're going to the next one. Okay, guys, I just want to remind you that we still have many rounds to go. Okay, so please be ambitious. All right.
Yeah. Seriously, just believe in yourself.
Okay. Let's dive into the round 13, shall we?
Yeah, we're getting close to the end. Just bear with us, okay?
Yes. Let's go.
Right.
Okay. This one is a visionary, entrepreneur, and innovator, you know?
Yeah, I can practically see like their iconic black turtleneck and the jeans and the belt and the glasses, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? This person idea changed the world and inspired countless others, right? That's a one.
Really?
Okay. Well, I used to eat the brand of him like every morning, so let's try to get it, okay? All right. Okay, Steve Jobs. The Apple guy.
Apple guy? Specify who Apple guy is. What's up? Come on.
All right. So without any further ado, let's see the answer, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Bring it on.
Like this. Steve Jobs.
Yeah. The first one actually answered is
Alfiandi again.
Alfiandi. Oh my God. Alfiandi, as your friend, I'm really kind of proud.
Yeah.
Like you're so professional and ethical, right?
Okay.
Yes. Let's move on. Okay, shall we?
Yeah, maybe let's do this as a last round. Okay, so since this is the last round, I want you guys to think of this as like your redemption round. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Give it your all, seriously.
Take a vengeance about this one. All right. Okay. Let's see. The picture is it.
Ooh, okay.
This one was brilliant inventor and engineer ahead of their time, right?
Yeah, their inventions were revolutionized the way we live and work.
I can almost see sparks flying, electricity.
Just buzzing.
Yes, totally around them. Like, oh my God.
Should we just build the answer right now, or should we just wait?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Okay. Let's see about this one.
Okay, let's see.
Wait. By the way, who's the first one to actually answer this one?
I think.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow. Are we surprised? We're not.
We're not, of course. Okay, so let's bring it on the answer. Let's go pop up the answer.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nikola Tesla.
Yes.
It is what it is. Y'all do it. Congratulations again, Alfiandi, for guessing correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
You're really
Okay.
amazing though. You did about this one so good. Okay. All right.
Now,
Well.
let's move on to this agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But also, not gonna lie, this game was like really fun.
Yeah.
But we do hope that you guys are having just as much fun as we are in here.
Yeah. I was having fun. Like, I just hoping that we can play this game a little bit more, right? I want to see my no, I just wanted to. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, okay. Well. How about we kind of see for the next one?
Yeah. By the way, we will announce the winner of the game, but let's wait for the calculation from the committee first.
Okay.
Let's just wait for a moment, okay?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time. The winner will be revealed. Congratulations for my mom. I'm joking. For Muhammad Albiandi. Oh my God, bro. You are the winner of this game station.
Good job, Andy. Very proud of you.
Well. For those, don't worry, okay? Please take your victory tomorrow for more games and for more challenging events, okay? This is the fun, right, Leah?
Yeah, like this is really like the most fun thing that I've done. Like today, I can just feel the joy bursting in here. Anyways, since we've been relaxed and ready for the next agenda, now let's dive into the heart of today's session. It's time for the assignment
Explanation.
Let's go.
Okay, so once again, a big round of applause for Mr. Arif. Like, yeah, bro, he did an amazing job for leading the panel discussion. And thank you so much for Mr. Zhang Xian and Mr. Rahul Mishra. The presentation was top notch. We'll definitely learn a lot about US-China Contestation in Indo-Pacific, right?
Right. Now let's get into it. The assignment for day 3 of IRUD Summer Course of 2024 is for you to start compiling and deepening the analysis part of the book chapter by developing your argument accompanied by the most relevant data and literature. After that, you can start working on your conclusion by summarizing the result of your analysis and their further implications. Also, please pay attention that at least 90% of the chapter should be completed.
Yep. And also, the important thing is that since tomorrow is the last day of IRUD Summer Course 2024, yeah, there will be 1 or 2 students that will present their progress on book chapter. Remember that we have a nomination for the best participant at the closing ceremony later on. So anyone can be more active tomorrow and prepare their presentation.
Yep.
Right?
Couldn't have said it better. Again, remember that the progress presented tomorrow does not have to be a completed essay, but an essay that has reached at least 90% progress of overall chapter. Further information will be shared by the committee. All right, there's an added information, by the way. Would you like to tell the others about it?
I think it's better to you.
All right.
Yes.
So, by the way, the presentation for tomorrow doesn't need to be the previously completed paper. Great, just keep that in mind, okay?
Yeah, so just take it easy, okay, guys? Yeah. So we also want to remind the participants here, all the participants should register through website admission link. So you need to register first and then fill out the registration data, including passport number or ID card, email, password, and confirm password. Then choose non-degree summer course to later filling out the registration data according to the form of the program that has been selected. And then select navigating global society through the turmoil world at the column of the Faculty of Social and Political Science. And the last one, there will appear the registration status right there.
That's right. By registering yourself on the website registration link, this becomes an additional condition for obtaining the summer course certificate. Don't worry, the committee will send the guideline through your email and WhatsApp group.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have reached the end of the event. Thank you so much to Mr. Zhang Xian and Mr. Rahul Mishra for the insightful presentation. And once again, thank you so much for Mr. Ari for leading the discussion session.
However, before we close today's agenda, we will take documentation together. So please, for everyone, turn on your camera for a bit and give us your best smile.
Yes. Show us your really great smile, okay? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, Alviandi, once again with thumbs up. Wow, that's amazing one. Okay. Maybe the others can do something like style reaction, such as like this, or like this, or like this.
Oh, you guys, there was a variety.
Oh, Alviandi actually changed the style into love. Oh my God, that's a great one from you. Oh, but the others, let's go, let's go. Turn on your camera. Let's go. We want to make this chance to be a very great one. Oh, how about Mr. Arif? Oh my God.
It's your best style as well.
Yes,
Please.
let's go. Maybe you can do heart finger like this. Oh, like this? Okay, okay. How about the others? Maybe you guys can do very unique things right here. Okay,
Don't forget to turn on your camera.
Oh, there's also Happy Birthday. We actually choose to turn on the avatar right there.
Cute.
Okay, okay. So you guys ready? Give us your best style right there. Okay. Don't forget, you can show your love just chilling out in here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, in Zamam. Oh my God, you're really good at it. Okay.
You're doing great.
Yes. Totally. All right. Wow, ide bagus. You're showing this one. Okay. 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 I think I'm gonna do what is traditionally our parents do. Okay, all right. So let's do it, shall we?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, once again.
Okay, next style, maybe?
Yeah, next style.
What about another style? Give us a variety, guys. Come on.
Oh, Ida, actually like this. Wow, this is a new one. This is a new one though. Like everyone always do like this. Okay, how about Mama Inzamam? Can you please show us like a best style from yours? Oh, this one. This one. This one. Oh my God.
Don't do that.
That's really kind of unexpected. Okay, fine. I'm Ginchana. Okay. Everybody, let's go. Let's follow this one, okay?
Do the hand thing. Come on.
Let's go, let's go. We can beat this one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, let me make sure that everyone does this. Okay. All right, let's go. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Say cheese.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. I really love this conversation for today, right?
Yeah.
You guys literally bring up the atmosphere without taking of the other things. Well, that's amazing one, right?
Yeah, right. Okay, shall we close it up?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Once again, thank you so much for all speakers that has been here. On behalf of the organizing committees, we would like to apologize if we have made any mistakes throughout the event. We hope today's session will be beneficial for all of us in the long term. Once again, thank you everyone for gracing our ceremony with your presence. We truly appreciate it. I wish you a nice day and see you tomorrow in the next session.
Okay, good day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day. See you the next time.
GG, guys.
GG.